Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pregame show. It is August 7th. It's 5:23 on the West Coast. The sun's not quite up yet, but the Roosters sure are. They kicked off hard about 45 minutes ago. Luckily, I was up for that. Normally, you got to do the routine where they start making all sorts of noise. And you got to go close all the windows and get a little bit more sleep. We are going to get officially started in 7 minutes. In case you haven't noticed, it's not Lori today. It's Jason. Lori is away just for today. She's back tomorrow. So she's asked me to cover for her. Hey, Night Truck, audio is good. Thanks. Appreciate it. Yep, like button is good. Always hated asking to hit the like button. I think everyone does. But really, it's one of the only things that matters for getting more awareness to the stream, right? It's one thing to watch, good. But if you press the button, you're saying, hey, YouTube, this thing is good, and other people will need to know about it. That's one of the major factors that contributes to popping it in front of new people. So if you go out of your way to hit that button for Lori when she does her show, I see it, I appreciate it, I know she does. And that's that. So again, we will get started here in about 6 minutes of the official show. Do a little voice warm-up. Believe it or not, I try to do a voice warm-up before I even start the show, which is funny because it's just me narrating what I'm doing on the screen. But we need to also get the old TA muscles working a little bit. So if anyone has any ticker requests, I'll take a peek at them, and we'll start the old steam engine cranking along. I have shoved about 5 espressos in so far. So the fuel's there, we just got to get it igniting a little bit. So yeah, any ticker requests at all, feel free to throw them in. And, oh boy, I forgot to check the old TradingView. We stream to a couple of places when we do the public shows. One of those is TradingView. So if you're on TradingView, and it's easier to watch over there. Uh-oh. My dog's having a dream. Uh-oh. Hey. Ben. There you go, buddy. Poor little doggo having a nightmare. Gotta make sure he's okay. Yeah, I know. Sorry to wake you up, buddy. Cute. Could you guys hear that? Big growl and sigh. All right. It's funny. Yeah, I'm in the dogs have always slept in the office here. So I am interrupting their morning. Apologies. All right, good. We got some ticker requests here. PLTR. All right. Yeah, I had that one on the list here. So first things first, PLTR earnings tonight. So anything I'm about to say is like garbage at 4 o'clock or 2 o'clock, whenever the market ends in extended hours, whenever the old earnings come out. So for today, it is positioned pretty well on the daily time frame. Now we're taking into account that we are looking for bulls to have a balanced day in the market and bears to blow the lows of Friday to smithereens. So if we can see a balanced day, PLTR is in a good position independently to have a little bit of a bounce. Why? Because we've not yet lost the daily uptrend on PLTR. It has been having a pretty good run. Pretty good. We're pushing like, okay, 21 would be 200%. I don't know the math. It's a double to 14 and then double again. That's 200%, right? I don't know. Pretty good run. So strength here in PLTR. Now we are looking for a daily higher low. We're approaching EMA 12 on the daily time frame. So it's a beautiful position for us to be trying to get something going. Now we're opening higher. We closed at 1820. We're opening at 1826. What we want to see is the bulls break the high of this little consolidation pattern. Now we're going to zoom in a little bit. You can tell I prepped on this one. It was going to be one of my picks. We have for our high, low, lower high, lower low. But guess what? We're getting that converging range up. We're getting that little bit of a pattern. And guess what? We also have back burner oversold waiting for us. So that tells us there's an overall prevailing trend. We have a little bit of a tightening reversal pattern here. I'm not going to draw it perfectly because I want you guys to try and draw them yourselves too. That's part of the fun. All right. Okay. Let's try again. That's a little better. Okay. Converging range. Whoa. This is a descending wedge pattern, which generally, as a general rule, pops up. Okay, so looking for daily high or low. We have daily EMA 12 support coming in. We have a 4-hour, I'll draw it another way, a bull flag type pattern. We have a converging range. If the market does not work actively against us, PLTR is set up well for a daily push for the bulls, which again is going to be scrapyarded by our earnings. So short term, intraday, good opportunity, but not something that we should be looking for swings on because it's, again, immediately going to be thrown to the winds by our earnings report after hours, okay? And don't make me do any sort of predictions on earnings because this is a total crapshoot, right? There's no point. There is no point. All right, get a little juices going a little bit. Let's see, we got another request here. Netflix, sure. Well, Netflix is, well, it's not part of our regular routine, but we'll do it. The old Netflix. Why do I have this drawn up here? What have I got drawn up here? So I must have looked at this on Friday. Okay, so Friday, we saw, well, this week we saw a big dip down. We lost our daily support. Ooh, did we? Did we? 41? 41. I can see that there's more numbers here. 411.50. Oh, 411.88. All right, so we've got a big drop. We've held that overall support. What support is that? Let's go back. Zoom out a little titch. Ooh, weekly double bottom. Okay. I like it on the weekly time frame. I like this little action in here. So now I'm remembering. The old brain is unlocking core memories of Friday's afternoon show. What we like is this little range. So we drew out, I believe it was a 4-hour or hourly pattern. Yes. So an assumed channel to the downside. We're going to treat this as a bull flag. If the market, again, does not have bearish in control today, which is a very distinct possibility, because we'll talk about that in, well, 30 seconds here. We are going to look for the break over 441.93. Yes, Luis, I know TradingView has a line tool. The reason I draw with this tool is to make it imperfect so people don't copy it directly and try to make trading decisions from it, because everyone interprets charts differently. And I like to encourage people to try and navigate their own designation of patterns. And especially when it gets a little bit confusing on a chart, right? We'll have to spend some time and do some sub-time frame analysis to try to determine, is this a valid area of reversal? Should I be paying attention to this level, or is it a single spike up that happens to close at precisely the right time for our chart to form a high? So for that reason, I just go like this and I say, hey, in here, there's a channel that you guys should try to find. That's the reason for that. We should always be practicing. All right. Yeah. So I'd like to see bulls break 441.93 to break out of this overall hourly channel and try to get a daily high or low here after slumping off. That would really help the bulls in a big way to shake off some bearish sentiment over on X. Okay. All right. Hey, win for you. Yeah, I forgot to say hello to everybody. All right. I saw Night Truck in there, and the Topher, and the Casey, and the Greg, and the Card Lady. I see Marvin and Fernando. All right. Catahoula. Love missing Catahoulas. All right, time to get going. Welcome to the pregame show. It is August 7th. Today we are going to be checking out some indices. I'm going to try to fill Lori's very impressive shoes. First things first, we have some important economic data coming out this Wednesday that you need to be aware of. It is the CPI numbers. So if you want to track in TradingView where you are going to be looking at your economic calendar, it's available over here on the little calendar button with core inflation and inflation rates month over month. This is particularly important for the next 2 months because as we lead up to the next rate announcement, the data is going to be scrutinized even more than normal. Because why? Because Powell said in this last meeting, when confronted with the question, are you going to raise rates again or are we going to look for a pause? He put it squarely on the data. If the data supports a pause, then we pause. If it supports inflation, we support another increase. So we're going to be watching these inflation rates. If they are low or accurate, hitting the forecast, then we're more likely to see pause. And if they are high, again, then that's going to be leading to more rate hikes. So I think this is going to be a pretty important economic piece of data to come out just because of that. And I know I will, for one, be watching up here in Canada. Speaking of, happy BC Day or whatever federal holiday you happen to have in Canada. The markets are closed in Canada today. All right. CPI is Thursday. Thank you, Louise. I get the wrong day here. August 10th. Correct. My mistake. It's even right in front of me on this calendar. All right. Let's get going. First things first, we have two options today for the SPY and the QQQ for the overall market. We saw a big, huge red day on Thursday, the 27th. We saw another one on Wednesday, and then we saw one Friday. Essentially, what we're seeing is the development of a daily downtrend. We have our highs, and now, well, it looks a lot better on the ES. Let's just go there. Our daily lows are lost, and on the XLK, we have our daily downtrend. So there's two things that we're going to be looking for today. One, for a bull day, can the bulls maintain inside bars? If we go to the 5-minute time frame on SPY, shape it up over here, we have our days range of Friday's action, and now we're opening up in that range. If bulls can maintain balance inside the previous day's range, that's going to be considered a win for them. That will be considered a win because it will stop the bears from seeing their dominance continue, and it will show that the bulls are able to fight off that short-term victory. It's part of the psychology of the market is bears have been in control for so long. Something is shifting. Have bulls completely lost their ability to maintain overall uptrends, or is it another little bit of a freaky, oh, dare I say freaky Friday? 452.90. Oh, let's just go mark those out because those are going to be important for us, right? Hey, Luis, I'm using the real tool. Well, we're going to look there and there. We're opening inside the range. 452.90 is our high. 446.27. Best case scenario for the bulls. An inside bar following a bearish engulfing candlestick. That would negate the bearish engulfing candlestick, and it would give us opportunity on Tuesday to try to break one of those levels. And then, of course, we'll be looking to the high and low of the preceding mother bar should we get the inside bar. I hope your sound is working. Just reading the chat. Yeah, it's all good as far as I can see. And Nitro did do the audio visual check, so that's a bonus. All right, so let's go look at now ES chart, the ES chart. We can see that we were hanging out inside that range. So again, if you're trading SPY and QQQ, you got to be watching our futures data. There's just so much more information in here. So the daily low, 4,493.75. So we chatted about the bull case. What's the bear case? The bears want to smash the low of Friday's action, 446.27 on the SPY, and then we go over here. It is 4,493.75 on ES. Now, we are in daily downtrends in most places, and what we're going to be looking for is some bearish follow-through. Short term, we're bearish. Long term, we still have a very strong weekly chart, and we're going to be hunting for weekly higher lows in the range of 4,442. So we can just go put a horizontal ray around here. We're going to make it imperfect again, just somewhere in that level. And we go back to our daily chart, 4-hour chart, and our hourly chart, and work our way down. And what we want to see is an hourly trend change in this level to suggest that the weekly bulls are going to step in and start to set a weekly higher low. So short term, we're bearish. Even if we get that inside day, that's the best case for the bulls. They could break it, of course, but we're more likely to see an inside day, lower lows, and weekly higher lows over here because bears have that short-term sentiment in control. Let's go over to the Qs. Qs, a little bit more clarity. A little bit more clarity because we have our low, our lower low, our high, our lower high, try again, hey? A low, and our lower low. So we have a beautiful confirmed daily downtrend on the Qs with the clarity that we need. On the weekly time frame, what would Lori sing to you right now? We're looking for a weekly higher low. Again, EMA 12 is going to be the place that we're going to look for this to happen. I'm going to move it a little bit above that 364.13 level. Go to the hourly time frame here, and I want to see this hourly downtrend continue. This is the bear case. We're going to look to break the low of Friday's action. Right here. See how, again, we're opening mid-range. Let's go to the 15. Bears want to break that 371.53, continue that downtrend, and then we'll hunt for the hourly higher low over the 364.13 level. For the bull case, same idea as our SPY. We're just looking to open and stay inside the range to establish ourselves a big, beautiful daily inside bar. And that would be, again, a huge win for the bulls. Hey, keep it trader. That's my friend Bennett. Bennett has his own YouTube channel. You should check it out. He trades the Forex and he does a lot of videos. I'm not sure how many he publishes on YouTube because I watch him on the Facebook. That's right, the Facebook, because I am old and say the, and also still use Facebook. Look for that inside bar on the Qs and on the NQ, a little bit more clarity. Look at that beautiful daily trend. So if we are looking for the weekly high or low here, which we are, we're going to look for our hourly trend change down in that level, and then we're going to look for our daily trend to retake from, let's look at this. We're going to go with this. We're going to look for a low, and then eventually a higher low and a higher high to retake the daily trend to give us a beautiful weekly higher low. That's the best case for the bulls. All right, we're spending a lot of time here, and we haven't even got into the good stuff. Okay, let's see. We've done our two major indices. Let's go take a look at gold. Gold on the daily time frame is not doing a heck of a lot for us. We still have this overall daily downtrend. The weekly time frame is looking for a weekly higher low. And as always, well, not as always, gold often sees a little bit of love whenever the market gets a little bit choppy. And the VIX had an interesting close. Maybe we should look at that as well. All right, gold looking for the weekly higher low, EMA 26 and 12. So it's in the smush zone. And we are looking for a probably hourly 4-hour trend change. We can see this block of data here. Very similar to how we saw in Netflix, where we lacked a lot of clarity, but we can see that there's a distinct area of trading. We're looking for behavioral changes, right? Same thing on SPY that Dan mentioned in his video, right? Things have been a certain way for some time, and now they're different. And that the fact that they're different matters. So we can try to draw in something. We're going to try to find some assumed parallelity. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And you know what? That works pretty good. So we're going to assume that our trend lines match each other. We drag them up. And if we can find a couple areas of confirmation, then we're good with that. So overall, this marks our daily action to the downside. As long as we stay inside this, we look for daily lower highs and lower lows. If we manage to close above, we look for that option change to set up our weekly higher low. Bitcoin is interesting. So Bitcoin is, well, it's an interesting opportunity. So we're looking for a weekly higher low on Bitcoin. We have seen a protracted boring phase, and there's a potential catalyst on August 13th, which I think is Sunday. ARK ETF, or the ARK company, ARK Investments, whatever you want to call them. They have a Bitcoin application for an ETF that needs to be responded to, and they need to be responded to by the 13th. So there's an outside possibility. Like let's face it, it's not very likely that it gets approved, but that needs to be announced on or before the 13th. So Bitcoin has a potential for that catalyst to give us a little bit of a spark for a weekly higher low. It's more likely to be rejected or postponed, but there are quite a few major players in the finance industry who have active Bitcoin ETF applications in progress. So one of them may just catch fire. Daily downtrend, not doing a heck of a lot for us, and real lack of clarity everywhere else. So I'm not too interested in the Bitcoin chart until we change the daily trend, in which case we need to go and break this guy right here. 30,025. Natural gas, daily lower low, trying to get up to the $22.79. I'm just gonna do the first two digits, and oh, there's a little daily low. I missed that guy. So we are technically in a daily downtrend. I like the strength on this bounce, a flush with like zero follow through. Bulls clearly in control, so I would be looking to play along if we can get a break over 270. And then I'm going to look for that overall daily higher low to follow. Short-term bulls clearly in control with that area of resistance not too far overhead. And the weekly time frame, I like this. Very tight and structured weekly uptrend. Hourly time frame, picking up speed here. So not quite a stair step, but we are looking for hourly higher lows. We're hourly overbought, so looking for some pullback and a higher low probably, well, over $2.61. I like what the bulls are doing here. Hey, Jam. Jam made $5 grand last week. Hey, man. That's life-changing for a lot of people. Congratulations. Do it again. Nay, don't lose it this week. That's your goal, Jam. It'd be nice if you could make it, but can you replicate it? Can you do it over and over and over and then start to take that money out of your account to pay for your day-to-day expenses without that practice messing your psychology up? That's the key for a lot of people. Almost anyone can come into the market, learn some basic skills and make some money. It's doing it consistently and knowing that you have to rely on that skill to pay your mortgage that breaks a lot of people. There's multiple aspects to being a successful trader. You have to be a good analyst, right? And a lot of people can be great analysts. They can look at a chart and tell you the best case scenarios and what's most likely to happen, and they can be right a lot of the time. You also need to be great at project management and execution. You need to be able to track and be dedicated to setting time aside to do market research, to watching charts, to building a routine, to note-taking, to planning. And then you also need to be good at execution. So actually following through on that and having the psychological strength and tenacity to withstand periods of, stress, anxiety, self-doubt, and balance all of that and still be able to pull out some cash for your day-to-day expenses. If you can do all of those things, you might just make it as a day trader. But it's a series of tasks. Each one of them can be a major roadblock to your success, right? Yeah. So there's my high horsing for the day. All right, gold. Gold on the weekly time frame. Beautiful weekly stair step up in the area of the 83.53 level. So resistance up here, we could be looking for some nice tight consolidation. If we do see a couple of weeks of downside, that would be a gorgeous bull flag, perfectly under resistance. And being able to smash that would take us to the 93.74 level. Daily time frame, bulls still in control. No signs of consolidation yet. Big daily higher lows. EMA 12 is our target, so short-term bearish. Mid-range and longer term looks great. Hourly time frame under our EMA 12, again looking for a higher low over 81.51, and then because we've lost our little EMA 12, we're going to be looking for a lower high. So should we get that lower high on gold like this? That's the first thing we need to see daily consolidation to come down, get the daily lower high. That builds out our weekly flag. So short-term bulls look just fine. We know what we're looking for on the longer-term time frames. Okay. How are we doing for time? We're running out of time. All right. Let's go look at, let's see. Some of the regulars. So Apple really ruined the party, didn't it? Not enough people buying iPhones. Bennett only has like 2 or 3 iPhones. I told him he needs like at least 6 or 7. And he just refuses to prop up the company that way. So what we're going to be looking for is some short-term exhaustion bounces on Apple. The weekly time frame, obviously pretty bearish. So the best case scenario, this is pretty much similar for the Indices market in general today. For the week for Apple, looking for a weekly inside bar. Ooh, did I just get my bias away? Weekly inside bear. 181.92. It's a pretty bearish candlestick, so we are looking for those relief bounces, and then it's going to be, can the bears push through the 181.92 level for continued consolidation? Consolidation is very warranted. It's very welcome on this chart. We're weekly overbought for a long time. So daily time frame opening up inside that range. Treat this, well, it is an earnings event, so we have to carve out a new range. We see where the bears have pushed. We need to see where the bulls can push, and then they're going to fight it out and try to set up a new chart. So I like to take a step back when I am trading these names and let the dust settle a little bit on the earnings and post-earnings reactions. There's our low, our high. Again, looking for an hourly trend change. The inside bar would give us that, especially if we see a bull break. So waiting and seeing what's going to happen on the Apple. Green eggs and ham, bought at M2. All right, buddy. Good job. Amazon. Amazon had nice earnings. A great blowout quarter. On the daily time frame, saw a gap up. However, we saw some of that heavy burden of the market giving us a shooting star candlestick. A shooting star candlestick. What is that? That's when you gap up. You push up, but you fall back to earth. And it has this tail, and it looks like a little bit of a shooting star. Anyway, it's a bearish reversal candlestick, but Apple plus Amazon sort of balances out the market a little bit. So hopefully that'll give us that inside day that we want to see. Again, post earnings, let the dust settle. Hourly time frame. Hold on. My duck's making a weird noise outside. It's a weird thing to be on the farm and to have so many sounds of animals that you recognize and to know when something isn't quite right for all the cacophony that they have. All right, Amazon hourly time frame looks pretty good to me. Hourly, higher lows maintaining, higher highs, nice consolidation. Both going to break our 143.63 level, and that would go a long way to carrying that inside bar, maybe even a green close on the overall indice today. Apple, well, Apple's not in as good shape. Just chopping about here. That reminds me. Big picture for a lot of names today. We are looking for hourly lower highs. We're going to look for that spike up. That's where our bears are going to be waiting. So Apple's a good example for that. Looking for that spike up into back burner overbought territory. We're going to be looking for bears to come down. And from there, what the bears can do is going to be telling for the remainder of the week. Hunting, back burner overbought plays, and then watching to see if the bulls step in to defend lows of Friday. Okay, what have we missed? Let me check my list here. Movers and shakers. Oh, yeah, there was one. Gen Digital. So this one had a lot of volatility on I just deleted my notes. Gen Digital. Hold on, I gotta pull that up. Well, you know what? That's the beautiful part of charts is we don't really need to know the catalyst. Post earnings reaction. So following some strength here. Again, the dust is going to settle. If you're looking for longer term plays, you want to wait and see where we get to. But a lot of momentum, a lot of volume on Gen, and the 15-minute time frame is maintaining these 15-minute higher lows. So again, we're going to be looking for the market to balance. If we see the market to balance and we see volume continuing to come into GEN, this would be one of your ninja plays. We're going to look for back burner oversold into continuation if the indices overall are supportive of the bulls. And today, balance will be supportive of the bulls. Another big name, Warner Brothers. This one fueled mostly, well, there's earnings there, but it was last week. This is fueled primarily by the Barbie movie and crazy. The thing made $1 billion, okay? Everybody I know has gone to see the Barbie movie. I haven't because I wasn't invited. And apparently it's a girls only event. And I said, that's sexist. I'd like to go see Barbie. And they laughed at me and they left. So all of my daughters and my wife are in the bad books today. Anyone wants to go see the Barbie movie, I'm game. 1448 area of resistance. So bulls looking for good, solid continuation. This is going to be a Momo FOMO. So be careful with that. We are looking for hourly consolidation. If we break the low of its dip, let's call that low. What is it? 1378. We're looking for hourly higher lows. So treat Warner Brothers as its own little firework. Trade it very carefully, but it's got a lot of volatility and a lot of potential for follow through here, especially on the heels of the $1 billion announcement for the Barbenheimer effect. Pre-market 1401, target 1448. Get caught off with that voice. Yeah. Sorry about that. All right. Coinbase, sure. Only because you made me chuckle, and then we'll get out of here. For everybody else, this is what we do every morning in the chart, guys. Our whole thing is reviewing charts, doing live streams. We do streams 3 times a day. In fact, in 8 minutes, Dan's going to be on this private stream I'm going to be back at 9 o'clock, so in 4 hours, 3 hours, to do the midday show, and then we do an end of day show. We do conference calls. Basically, if you like to talk about charts, we can review charts, we can talk about charts, we can do Zoom calls, and you can ask questions about charts. Our whole point is we want to teach people how to interpret data the way we interpret data, and then they can, hopefully master those elements that I talked about a little while ago, then make yourself financially free. You can make money appear by pressing buttons. How crazy is that? It's just not an easy job. But our job is to try to make it a little bit easier for you. Okay. Coin daily time frame. I think same thing. Looking for that catalyst in Bitcoin. That'd be ideal. Is it likely? Probably not. We are looking for weekly higher lows here, bears, picking up the pace a little bit on the weekly time frame, and our EMA 12 is coming here. So if you're looking for a longer position, I would be waiting to get closer to our EMA 12. And we've got a couple zones of resistance and support starting to converge over here. And yeah, it all lines up pretty well. So I'm basically just looking like, where did we close? How high did we get? Multiple times we're pushing up into that range. So I theorize that there is something in this area we need to be paying attention to. And we can range play it like this to make it a little bit more ambiguous and say something in this zone we've battled around a few times. It's even acted as support. So this is where we're looking for a weekly high or low. Is that enough of a reason to have conviction to buy something? No. But it does add a little bit of a check mark to the fact that I'm looking for a weekly high or low in this range. And if we go through the next week and our EMA opens up here, that's great. So daily time frame, looking for a weekly high or low. So we're going to look for a daily trend to change. The daily trend is choppy, so we're going to go to our hourly and say, all right, hourly time frame, what do you got? Lower lows, lower highs. Bulls want to break 94, 29, and then I'll be looking for, at that point, a daily trend change. More likely than not, lower high, lower low. Ninjas will be scalping their entries and not dollar cost averaging, scaling in and out of those potential longer swings. But the more conservative players are going to be looking for the hourly and daily trend change in that zone to get that weekly higher low. All right, that's it. 5 minutes. For the record, Bennett does not like Apple. All right. Sorry, I did allude to the fact that Bennett had only a few iPhones. He's 0 iPhones. Bennett, don't do Apple. He's an Android baby. Okay, gonna go watch Dan now. Lori should be back tomorrow. Appreciate you watching. I appreciate you watching Lori all the time too, and hitting the like button for her. So save the like button for me. Don't press it. Give it to Lori tomorrow. Okay. Have a great day, everyone.